guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I have my fiance with me, Nigel. If you guys are new to this channel, he's in my vlogs all the time, and we are finally filming a mukbang together to talk about our engagement. And we decided to do Jollibee today because the Jollibee in our city just reopened. They were getting renovated for a couple months, and I don't know who told us, but a friend told us they were closing down, and we were like so sad about it.
Liars.
Yeah, so we found out that they weren't actually closing down, they were just being renovated and stuff. So yeah, we're kind of out of breath because it took a while for us to get this food.
The wait was very long. And
to also just set up everything. So today we have 2 orders of the 2-piece chicken joy with rice and gravy. We're gonna try their new chicken sandwiches and see how it compares to like other fast food chicken sandwiches. And then we have a pineapple quencher for our beverage, and then 2 peach mango pies for our dessert, which I love these. I haven't had these in a long time.
Are you gonna finish this all?
I'll see. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. And I actually want to try the burger first because I'm kind of interested in how it's going to taste.
It's not sauce? No,
There's like
sauce.
some sort, I think it's like garlic aioli for the sauce. It's a little dry. Is yours dry?
It's pretty dry. I feel like it'd be really good if it was spicy.
I thought it would be spicy because it's kind of like an orange tint to it. It's not bad, but I probably wouldn't get it again.
Popeyes is way better still.
It's probably good. Hello.
Interesting.
And then I'm probably gonna eat with my hand.
The true Filipino way.
Filipinos always eat with their hand, so please don't mind me. But yeah, so let's go talk about our engagement, how Nigel planned it, how it happened, all that stuff. He wanted to start, so.
I wanted to start by saying it was supposed to be in Japan, but 2020 hasn't been nice to everyone, so had to do different things. Well, I was gonna do it this year. What are you doing?
Showing the crispiness of it.
Oh, you should get closer to it.
I can't.
Walk up to it. Here. I'm freezing up.
Okay, so how did it start? Like, when did you decide, oh, I'm gonna propose?
Like I said, I was supposed to be in Japan. I was going to be this year. I was going to do it this year or beginning of next year. When we're going to go, but Corona happened, so I couldn't do it. So I had to pick a time when it was going to be where everyone's going to be gathered, and like it wasn't too obvious that I was going to do it. I'll get into that later, how it made it kind of obvious. But it's like I didn't want to shine it away from yours and our friend Kayla's birthday, but I just chose the birthday because everyone was going to be together.
So he proposed during my birthday celebration, and me and one of our close friends have the same exact birthday. So he's saying that he didn't want to like take away from her birthday as well, you know, so yeah.
Which was really cool with it too, so it was alright.
When you get to the middle, it's a little bit more moist.
This is a sauce in there. Decided on the birthday, and then me and her best friend were just pretty much the whole month we're just lying to her about what we're gonna get her, because she kept asking me. I was like, oh yeah, it's coming, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a couple days before, and he asked me again. I was like, what'd you get me? And I was like, oh, it's still coming. We rented out the cabin for her and our friend's birthday.
So when did you, like, what month were you like, okay, I'm gonna propose?
It was like, I would say beginning of, the end of, or before the beginning of summer, before summer.
Before summer?
For sure before
Was
summer.
it like during pandemic or before?
It was like, well, I wanted to, me and Juan were talking about it like September for Japan. But everything changed because, you know, Corona attacked.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with a different time.
If you guys didn't know, me and Nigel have been together a little over 8.5 years now, almost 9 years. And of course, when you've been together with someone that long, you're always gonna like talk about, oh, when are we getting married? When are you gonna propose? All this stuff. So I've been doing that for the last like couple years, but
not just her, literally everyone.
I never really like expected it. But I think during 2019, you know, a lot of like our friends and stuff were getting engaged, and I was kind of like wondering, oh, when is it going to be our turn, you know, because we've been together a really long time. So I think I kind of had a hunch that it was going to happen in 2020. Like I just had a feeling, even though we didn't really talk about it. So I think it was like around that time you said, like a little bit before summer, I kind of started getting like a hunch that it was going to happen when he started asking me why I didn't wear my promise ring anymore, because I have a promise ring that he got me from Pandora like a couple years back, and I stopped wearing it because it's a little bit too big on my finger and I don't want to lose it. So I thought that was kind of like a little sketchy that he was like randomly asking like why I didn't wear it no more.
There was no slick way to ask you. Had to come up with something crazy. I threw like a tantrum. Why don't you wear my ring anymore? And then pretending like I really wanted her to wear it.
Yeah. And then like he was like, oh, where is it? Like, did you lose it? So I showed him like where I kept it. And I kind of like had a hunch because I was like, maybe he like needs to know where the ring is so that he can see what size I am to get me the engagement ring. So that was like my first little hunch that I had that he was going to propose. And then I think there were just like little subtle things, like my best friend, she would ask me like, oh, what kind of wedding would you have, and like all this stuff about wedding that it just wasn't slick, you know, like I just knew.
No, you didn't know.
But no, I did know. But then my next question was when he was gonna do it and where. And of course, like I've always told him that I wanted him to propose like in front of our close friends or family, just in front of people. So I was like, well, it would be perfect if it happened like during me and Kayla's birthday, because that's when all of our close friends are going to be together. So that's kind of like why, or like how I expected it to happen. And what gave it away though was back in July, we went on a trip with my family to Ocean Shores, and then at one point I was with my mom, and then she comes up to me and she's like, I know something you don't know.
It was me after asking for their blessing.
Yeah, like that, like the day before, right?
It was like the day. It was like I asked them that day, and a couple hours later, she was like, "I know something you don't know."
And that's what pretty much confirmed.
I was like, "Why would you do that?"
Because even with all of like the subtle hints and stuff, I was like 80% sure that it was gonna happen. But when my mom said that, that was when it confirmed everything for me, and I was like, okay, I'm like 100% sure it's gonna happen. But like, I was kind of mad at myself because I was like, well, since I know, like, I feel like when it happens, I'm not gonna get emotional, you know? But I still did, so.
Mission accomplished. So, I was trying to, you see me pick those rice out of my fingers right there. She was doing our friend's lashes, and then me and her friend's boyfriend were gonna go get food. And then so I went out, instead of getting food, I wanted to get the ring. And it was just funny because like before that I like pretended to like really care about her wearing her old ring, just because I needed to know where it was, so I could take it to the jeweler and be like, hey, I need this but a little bit smaller. So like when we went to that day when we went to their house to do her lashes, I had all that stuff on me, and I was like, I hope she doesn't see like the box, because I had like the box of the other ring. So I was scared. I was like, she's gonna see it. It's over. But yeah, it was just really funny. Like, oh, we're gonna get food. We were gone for like 2 hours too. Like, we should have taken that long to get food. That was part of the lies. I had to keep telling her what we were doing.
No, it was funny because like we were trying to decide where or what we wanted to eat. And like usually when you're like deciding between a group of people, like everyone throws out like suggestions and stuff. But when we were like asking, oh, what should we eat? My best friend goes like, she says this like right away. She's like, oh, you should get homegrown sandwiches from the mall. I was like, that is the most random like food place, and like she just said it so like abruptly. I was like, okay, sure.
I mean, instantly.
Instantly, yeah. So I've never eaten there before, but she just said that it was at the mall, and I was like, okay, sure, whatever. It's pretty close by. And then another hint that I kind of got, or that kind of confirmed it for me even more, was Nigel was gonna get off work early, and he was like, oh, I'm really craving those sandwiches that we got, that Davina showed us at the mall from Homegrown. And I was like, okay, that's pretty random. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go get some. Do you want anything? And I'm like, no, thank you. And then he usually, if I don't want anything, he'll be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna go just to get food for myself, you know. So he'll just come home. So he was like, oh, well, I'm gonna get something for myself. And I was like, okay. And we have each other's location on iPhone. So I always make sure, like, I don't look at it to see where he is, like, because I don't trust him. But I like, shut up. I always want to know where he is when he's coming home, just to make sure he's like coming home safely and stuff. But I looked at his location, saw that he was at the mall, and I was like, okay. But I saw him at K Jewelers, like, because it says like on the map, like it literally says K Jewelers, and you were like right on top of it. And I was like, okay, well, you know, it could always be him just like walking by it.
Walking by
No,
it.
but you were there for a while, so I was like, okay.
It wasn't loading. It wasn't loading. It was stuck there. It was a line.
Yeah. So that was like my last like confirmation that it was gonna happen.
I tried to hide it in the house too, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen. So I had to give it to my friend to take home.
Yeah, because knowing my...
She always tries to find her gifts.
Yeah. One of my toxic traits is I always
Ruin gifts.
ruin surprises.
SMH.
No, and I'll be honest, like I was trying to look for the ring.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to think, where would he hide it?
Nope. Not at the house, I won't.
Yeah.
Never again. I'm pretty much done. I actually finished all my food. Wasn't that much. Oh yeah.
We all got to the cabin, and we're getting settled in, you know, finding our rooms, all that stuff. And then my best friend Davina goes, oh, we need to get more stuff at the store. We forgot to bring cups and like all this stuff. And I was like, okay. She was like, oh, do you want to come with me? And I'm like, sure, I'll help. And then she says, oh, you should put your stuff on, because we had like themes for each day, and the first theme was supposed to be dressing like nice and formal and stuff. So she was like, oh, make sure you have your makeup done and your hair done before we get to the cabin. So I was like, sure, okay. She said it was for the pictures. So I was like, okay. But when I got there, I was like the only one that had my hair and my makeup done. So I was like, what the heck? It just made it more obvious and obvious as time went by. And I'm like, they couldn't like plan this like a little bit more better. Like everyone should have been like dressed up formal already. And
it was a dress formal first night, but no one was dressed formal.
Yeah, nobody was dressed up. So my best friend was like, oh, you should put your dress on now, so by the time we come back, we can like
take pictures
and all that stuff. And I was like, sure. But like I really did not want to, because we were like in it's like a small town, and it would just be weird for us to go into a store wearing like really formal dresses, you know. So I felt so uncomfortable, but she was like, no, you have to put it on. Here, I'll put my dress on too. So she put on her dress. And then
she did?
Yeah.
I remember.
And then I was like, okay. And then me, her boyfriend, and my sister all went to the store. And then what made it more obvious was like after we were done getting the stuff, she was like, oh, they're not ready yet. And I was like, ready for what? And then she was like, oh, they're making like a little surprise for you for your birthday. And I was like, okay, sure. So instead of going back to the cabin, we had to drive like in circles like around the town to kind of like, you know, stall and like, you know,
and they started talking
time.
Vietnamese to each other.
Yeah, and they were speaking Vietnamese to each other. Like, I don't know. Like, like you guys just at
that point, like I was just like, all right, we're already this far. We just gotta get it done. Like she already knows. Her mom already kind of told her, but it's all good.
But you didn't know them. I knew though, right?
I mean, I had a feeling since your mom said that whole thing.
I know, but you didn't know that she told me that.
No, I was there.
Wait, yeah,
I was right next to you.
I told you in the car.
Yeah, and I was right next to you when she said that. It's all good. It worked out. Happily ever after. So he comes back.
I come back and then
Welcoming.
they're like, oh, put this blindfold on. So I had to put a blindfold on, and then they led me back into the house, and then they had me sit in this chair with my blindfold still on. And then Nigel comes in, he's like, hey babe.
And then
His speech was like, you know how
really bad because I didn't forgot everything.
Yeah, he was just very nervous. I could tell he was nervous, but he was like, oh, we always try to one-up each other when it comes to like gifts. Like for Christmas, birthdays, like me and him always like try to get a better gift for each other each time. So he was like, well, I think I won this one. And then I think at that point I started crying.
Yeah.
But nobody could see me because I had a blindfold on.
And my voice started cracking.
Yeah, and then I started laughing because I could tell like you were hella nervous.
I was sweating.
Yeah, like I could just tell by the tone of his voice that he was really nervous.
That feeling of asking someone to marry you is crazy. Like it's just like, it's a weird feeling. You people know if you did it. It's
Were you trying to hold back your tears?
a little bit.
Really?
Turned up a little bit.
He did his little speech, and then he took off the blindfold, and then he was down on one knee with the ring. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
And then all of our friends were like, woo! Like cheering for us, and then that's pretty much how it happened. And like he set it up where like there's this one room, it was like a sunroom, but it was like had big windows and it was like really nice. And then he led there was like rose petals and there was like a trail of them that he made
And candles.
and candles, and then it just looked really nice. If you guys want to see what it looked like, you'll kind of see a glimpse of it on my Instagram, my last couple of posts. But yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. As for wedding plans,
No plans right now. Can't rent any venues out. Most of the credit though goes to Davina for helping me set up, for sure.
Everyone keeps asking like, when's the wedding gonna be? Well, we do want a wedding eventually where we can invite all of our friends and family, but obviously with everything going on with the pandemic, we are very limited. So like we could have a wedding if we wanted to, but we wouldn't be able to invite all the people. Yeah, all the people that we could invite, and we just don't want to have any restrictions for like our wedding. We want to be able to plan it without having like, you know what I mean. So
Like there's no open bars anymore.
yeah.
Only 50 people.
Yeah. So our plan is we kind of want to get, is it called eloping?
No, I don't think it's called eloping. It's just called
Getting married at the court.
That's just a court.
Yeah, just
wedding.
getting married like on paper. Hopefully on our next anniversary, March 3rd next year. And then whenever the pandemic does end, then we'll have our wedding. So hopefully there's like an estimated time for that, so we can like start have it like a
Get the ball rolling on it.
Yeah.
On the planning.
yeah, so we can start estimating like when we can start planning and like choosing who's gonna be like in our bridal party and all this stuff. I keep burping.
It's the oils in the chicken.
Yeah, but that's pretty much where we're at right now.
Yeah, we're in a good spot.
But if you guys have any other questions, then let us know. I really wanted to do a video with you about astrology.
Why?
Because if you guys are already like old subscribers, you know I'm super into astrology, and our signs actually aren't necessarily compatible. So I wanted to do like a whole video on like how we're able to like move past that, because we're both very, very different people.
And when we argue, it's bad.
Well, it used to be really, really bad.
Really bad.
I think the past like 2 years, like we haven't had a super big fight. Like we'll bicker here and there, you know.
Yeah.
But I think now that we have like a better understanding of each other, our relationship is like really good. Now, obviously, like every couple argues, every couple has their differences, but it's all about how you work things out and how you like
What?
help me out here. don't know. It's like all about
It's how you compromise.
how you compromise, how you communicate.
Yeah.
Because we've been together since high school, and obviously, high school relationships can be very, very like immature and developed and stuff. But that's why the first couple of years of us being together, it was kind of like a roller coaster. And there was a couple times where we did break up. I think the longest we weren't together was 7 months.
Yeah, that was our own time skip.
Mm-hmm.
Every good anime has their own time skip.
But I think the most important thing about our relationship is how much we've grown together, and as well as how much we've grown like individually as people.
Mm-hmm.
And like learning about astrology and stuff really, really helped me with that. And he was a super skeptic about astrology, but now
What?
what do you think of it? You believe in that shit, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he freaking got a tattoo. Show me your tattoo. If you guys didn't watch our Portland vlog, we got tattoos together.
Can't see it.
He I don't know if you can see it.
Can't see it.
But he got his sun, moon, and rising sign on his arm.
Because that stuff is true. It
Mhm.
makes up for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you realize it, then you know how to pretty much control it.
Like,
Everyone got those pros and cons.
mm-hmm. Because I'm a Leo, he's a Virgo. And the one thing I learned about our differences with our signs is Virgos are very like particular, organized.
You're rolling
they
into
always-
the next video right now.
This is a little preview. They just want stuff like their way, whereas Leos, they're more spontaneous and more like carefree, and Virgos like they can't do that. Like they always need to have a plan, whereas Leos, they just go with the flow. I think that was one of our big things too, like looking back into our relationship, like you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want us to do a whole video on astrology and how we make our signs work and all that stuff, then we'll absolutely do that for you guys. So let's go ahead and have our dessert.
I've actually never had this before.
Wait, really? You're lying.
I've never had this before.
This is a peach mango pie.
This is pretty much like the McDonald's one, but peach.
Peach mango.
Wow.
Probably won't be as good because it's cold now, but it's pretty good. I like the crustiness of it.
You hear that? I can't hear it on the camera.
I'll do a little close up for you guys.
Yeah, look at that. Crisp. Gordon Ramsay approved.
Wait, here's.
That's pretty good.
Do you like it better than?
That's way better than McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah. It's peach mango.
Good. I think my favorite part is just like the outside of it.
Why not inside?
No, I just like the crispiness of it and like the flakiness.
Oh, you don't like the filling?
No, I do, but I'm saying my favorite part of it.
I normally don't get desserts at Jollibee. We just get hollow hollows. I'm kind of tired of those now.
We're gonna get the halo halo, but if you're not a new viewer, you would know that we get halo halo all the time. Whenever we eat Filipino food. If you guys are wondering, both of us are Filipino. So
I just look not
I know
Filipino.
a lot of people get surprised because we're both very like neither of us look Filipino. When I first met him, I thought he was Vietnamese. But you knew I was Filipino, right?
I knew you were.
Which is a first, because usually no one ever thinks that I'm Filipino.
You
right
can
away.
tell by the last name.
Yeah, but not every stranger's gonna know my last name.
I know, but that's cool. But that's how I knew. Also, you can tell with like the noses.
Why?
I don't know. It's
I got a big nose.
no, it's a distinct nose. Every Filipino has it.
Okay, I'm full. You want this? I'll save it for later. Unless you want it.
No.
Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let us know any other videos you'd like us to film. Any topics you'd like us to cover. Any food that you'd like us to eat. And go ahead and give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!